California, one of the Californians that will be racing today at Auto Club. Every driver has his own story about how he became one of the fortunate 43 to get to race every Sunday. But for Martin Truex Jr., he left the shores of New Jersey and ended up a winner in NASCAR's Top Series.
Martin Truex going to win his first Nextel Cup race.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Holy mackerel. Wow.
How fitting. Holy mackerel.
My family's in the seafood business. They've worked and owned boats since they were 16 years old, my dad and my uncles, and they started the business with one boat, and now they're the biggest producer of clam products in the world. They have boats and plants and docks all up and down the East Coast.
Right behind us is Trump Marina. There's the Borgata casino right over there. So we're like right downtown Atlantic City.
I worked on the boats when I was in high school on the weekends to make some money, and it was a great job.
One of my least favorite jobs, especially in wintertime, had to climb out on the back of the dredge. It didn't matter how rough it was or how cold it was, and there was ice on it, because if it was wintertime, you had to climb out on that thing with nothing between you and the frigid ocean below you, at all, and get out there and untie that hose to let it drop in the water.
It was a tough job. It was fun. It was a good thing for me, to do it out of high school and to kind of get out there in the real world right away and have a real job and something that was tough, that, kind of tested your manhood a little bit.
At the end of the trip, you're tired, you're ready to go home, you're wore out, and the last thing you have to do is pull this thing in by hand, and hang it up like this. And the boat's going forward. You can imagine how much drag there is in the water with this thing pulling against you. So it was a heck of a project to get that thing in, but we did it many days. And every time my car is a handful to drive, I think about pulling that tow rope, and I just able to go right through it.
Already snappy loose compared to everybody ahead of me. All right, open up a little ground on him now. Clear by 2. Keep digging hard, man.
As I got out of high school and started doing it full time, I'm like, all right, now I need to find something I'm good at, because I'm not going to make it as a professional clammer.
Well, he started racing when he was 11 in go-karts and then modifieds and things like that, but he pretty much knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a race car driver.
Worked at the shop when I wasn't on the boat. Yeah. Went racing on Saturday night, and Sunday we clamming.
Clamming and racing.
Paying for them tires. I did this full time for almost 2 years, I guess. And when I started running Busch North, I started working in the shop full time, just because I really needed to do it, and I went from making a couple grand a week to about $400 a week. But I did what I wanted to do.
I would have liked for him to stay in the business with us, but he chose a different avenue, and it's worked out for him.
And there's our 2004 NASCAR Busch Series champion, Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr. goes back-to-back in the championship race.
I'm much happier today. Yeah, the last year and a half has been really good. Really good for me, not only as a driver, but as a person, and it's been a lot of fun.
I love this car.
All the memories, it's all coming back to me now.
Got to agree with Martin Truex's daddy. I think this has worked out pretty well for Truex. 193 starts, that one win at Dover. And another thing, guys, that could be coming back to Martin Truex very soon is another trip to victory lane. He seems to be knocking on the door, and Kylie's off to a great start this season.
I think he really is. I think Michael Waltrip Racing, you look at what David did last year, what Ruderman did last year, you look at what he's been able to do. I thought he had a great car at Bristol last week. He's knocking on the door. You've got to good, and Kenny, you know that. You start knocking on that door, and eventually that door opens, and once you get that first or second win, they begin to come through.
I think Martin Truex is a great race car driver, a good person, as you could tell by that piece. What a great piece it was. But, you look at somebody like Carl Edwards, went 3 years without a win and finally started winning at the end of last year. And then you look at somebody like Jeff Gordon, 66 races without a win. Race fans, believe me, I know when you sit and watch these races, you're like, just go low, go high. This is hard. A top 20 in Cup is really good. And Martin is looking good right now.
And let me just say this. If I grew up having to bring those nets in full ice, hitting the wall sounds like a good alternative to me. Let me just say that. I'm willing to get off the boat.
That way the cold ocean is
I'm
not the
willing to
only
get
thing
off the
underneath
boat.
you.
I must say that Martin made a good career choice by going racing. I wouldn't want to do what he did.
Yeah, I think he made the right call right there. So congratulations to Martin Truex Jr. and best of luck today for him.